a thousand friends. When Ken was writing Bulawang Osa, Golden Deer, early on we already started talking about having animation as part of the film because definitely, I mean, how do you execute the Golden Deer? So Iloilo, in Iloilo City, we also have a group of animators called Mulave. They have a studio. It's called Mulave Studios. And by chance, we stumbled upon them because of another friend who's also into video productions. And so we engaged with them. And well, it was their first time to do animation of this sorts as well for a film. But as an executive producer, I always believe in as a team leader, I mean, we all do this together and we all have to learn from this together. So I have this abiding principle. If we fall, then we fall together. If we rise, then we rise together. Because the most important thing is at the end of the day, we will all learn from this. You know, and yeah, and so we can move on to the next project. But we cannot be daunted by challenges just because it is our first time. We can do this, we can make it happen. So, and it did with Ken's Bulawang Osa. I don't know what he was feeling and was going through inside his head and his emotions while working on that film because that's for his part. So I'd rather that he talks about it.
Thank you, Sir Kevin. Direct?
Well, actually, during the process of animation, there was no template yet on how the process flow. How will you start? So it's like the work goes back and forth, and there's a constant exchange of idea between me and the animators. And yes, it was really challenging during the post-production stage because again, it's their first time to make animation for a feature film, and it's also our first time to do animation. But I think what I like with this project is there's like a constant expression of passion in storytelling, so that like sustained these difficult times to finish the film and submit it to the deadline of Cinemalaya. But I think because of this, moving forward, because they said that they have the skill in animation, but they lack the skill in storytelling. So we are looking forward into more collaboration, and I hope you can expect more animated stories from Iloilo. Yeah.
I'd just like to add to that. When we were doing the animation, the last stages of animation for Bulawang Osa for Golden Deer, Ken was out of the country because he had to finish his master's degree, the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. And I think he was in, I don't know where you were, I was in Edinburgh at the time, and I was in Japan. So imagine the scenario. And our animators were here in the Philippines. So like, in the evening, I was in a bar in Japan. I don't know where Ken was, and we're viewing the animation and we're calling each other, no, we have to change, you know, I mean, like, and that, I mean, like, you have to have the passion for filmmaking. I mean, so you get to enjoy the process. Otherwise, you just fall apart, you know. So.
I'd like to add that in our 2022 film called 12 Weeks, it's far from 10,000 frames, but it was mostly screen replacement. But we had a partner whose focus is in visual effects. So my production company, Digital Dreams, took care of the creatives and the production management, but we had a partner called Reality Entertainment, led by Eric Mati, and they were gracious enough to help us, and when I say help, sponsor our VFX for the film. But then I think the point is there's limited avenues for us to create from the idea to execution of VFX in the Philippines. I think because we lack time in the production timetable, because VFX takes money and time. But our next two films, the next two films that I will produce are one comedy horror and one horror thriller, and we will be needing very good VFX for this, hopefully. And my dream now is to be able to collaborate with Westworld someday. someday I will be able to afford your services. Thank you very much.